After just one night, the field had been heavily damaged. Large patches of soil were torn up, planting rows were crushed, and many plant bases had been ripped out of the ground. In the softer areas, deep hoofprints stretched in long tracks from the edge of the field toward the feeding zone. A few spots had even been dug deeper, showing that the sounder had not simply passed through but had returned to the same familiar places. The damage increased quickly because after each night, the ruined area grew wider. Crops were destroyed, the ground was left uneven, and the farming area was thrown into disorder. The cause was now clear: a large group of wild boars was returning again and again. Because of that, the chosen solution was to build a trap large enough to hold the entire group. The trap was placed directly on the route the boars usually used to enter the damaged area. This position allowed them to approach naturally without having to change direction suddenly. The frame was built in a circular shape, creating a wide open space inside so the group would be less suspicious when stepping in. Each section of steel frame was joined into a large closed ring wide enough to hold many animals at once. The anchor posts were driven in firmly so the structure would not shift if the boars pushed hard against one side. The trap door was set at the most favorable point of approach, wide enough for the group to move deep inside. After the main frame was completed, the connection points, lower edges, and base of the trap were checked again to make sure there were no gaps. Once the structure was stable, bait was placed inside. The bait was not scattered widely, but concentrated mainly in the center of the trap. This placement forced the boars to move deep into the middle before reaching the food. That detail was important, because if they remained near the entrance, the chance of escaping when the trap was triggered would be much higher. With the main bait placed in the center, most of the group would gather there. From that point on, the middle of the trap gradually became a familiar feeding spot that the boars would return to. From the moment the bait was kept steadily in the center of the trap, the most important task was to monitor the group's reaction night after night. Cameras were used to record the way they returned to feed and moved around inside the trap. At first, only a few animals stepped in while the others remained outside watching. But when nothing stopped them, the number entering began to increase. The boars also moved deeper inside because the bait was in the center. This was the stage that required patience, because the goal was not to hold only the first few animals, but to wait until most of the sounder had moved fully inside. When most of the group had entered deep enough, the trap was triggered at exactly the right moment. The gate dropped very quickly, blocking the exit before the boars had time to react. This was the most important moment of the entire plan, because even a slight delay could allow many of them to turn and escape. If the gate closed too early, the number caught would not be large enough. But if it closed at the right instant, most of the group would be contained at once instead of scattering in different directions. All the effort of choosing the location, building the frame, placing the bait in the center, and monitoring over many nights came down to this single moment. trap succeeded, the following morning was the time to return and inspect the entire structure. The condition of the gate, the lower edges of the net, the anchor posts, and the overall stability of the frame all had to be checked carefully. This was a necessary step to make sure there were no openings or shifted points after a night of holding the boars inside. Once everything was confirmed to be secure, the group would be handled according to the plan prepared in advance so the holding stage at the site could be brought to a close quickly. Capturing a large number in a single event is what shows the true effectiveness of this process. Major damage does not stop through luck, but through a trap placed in the right spot, bait set in the right place, and a gate closed at exactly the right moment. Only by holding most of the group in one capture does this area have a real chance to break free from the cycle of repeated destruction. Follow along to see more control methods.